Why do you like to be alive? I spent the first half of my adult life living on fast forward. I worked hard to get through college with almost no student debt. I worked 60+ hours when off from school and full-time with a full-time schedule. I grew up have-not with uneducated parents and a single mom that broke her back so I could have opportunity. I put that on my shoulders and powered through. I studied business and finance, and now I own a business. The thing is, despite being proud of that time, I can hardly remember feeling happy. I can remember laughing with friends from college I swore at the time were my brothers, or being in the trance-like state of being young and in love, but not just genuinely feeling happy. I know I was at times, but I can't recall clearly because of all the work and travel and thrill chasing. When I was 24, my mom, who was the monolith of everything good about my identity, got small cell lung cancer and died within a year. You want to talk about a blur? I cared for her as she did hospice in our home, and I can remember the wild ride of trying to do everything I could to make her smile, then everything I could to make her comfortable, then everything I could to squeeze a life's worth of life lessons into a week, to finally hoping with all my heart that she wasn't in pain as she laid there unable to respond to anything. If you want to talk about a hard stop to a breakneck life, then losing your beacon in the storm is it. At the end, I remember telling her I'd make her proud. That I'd do something with my education and make a name for myself. She said I'll be proud of you either way. God, just typing that wrenches my gut now a decade later. One day I was pushing her on a wheelchair to this ice cream shop we had been to countless times in my childhood. It was less than a block away. She had me stop. I was confused. She told me she just wanted to close her eyes and feel the sun and listen to the robins. She told me that whenever the sunshine warmed my face that she'd be holding my face in her hands. When she finally let go, her funeral was the real shock to the system. Not because she was actually gone, but because of the sheer number of souls at the funeral that I had never met. My mom and dad adopted me in their 30s. I met countless people from before that time that my mom had touched. She helped so many people get through school, leave abusive partners, kick drug habits, raise their kids, and the list goes on. It was a real eye-opener. She never had much money in her whole life. She had a long career in medical billing at the end. She didn't win the rat race per se, but she resonated so beautifully with so many people. That's what being alive is about, my friends. Being present for yourself and for others and resonating beyond today in ways that are important. I think about all of the mistakes I made as a young adult. Being brash and insensitive, being naive and loud with my opinions, crossing the line of consent and autonomy in many ways with a lot of people, saying I didn't have time for the people I could see were struggling, taking advantage of people and angling all the time to get ahead, which growing up in poverty is sort of a byproduct of survival and hard to shake, and also just not being there. I mean like autopilot life despite all of the rich things in life around me. If you read this far, just know this. I get up every morning and close my eyes and just listen. I take a minute and think about what a privilege it is to be able to take in even the mostly silent stimuli of an empty room. If my cat decides to sleep at my feet, I listen for her little kitty breath or watch her lungs fill up and rise and fall and think about whether she knows how much I love her. I have a cup of coffee and I really taste it. I think about the crazy process it goes through to even be a bean, much less be in a cup warming my soul and opening my eyes. I have a busy schedule no doubt, and I have a flood of stimuli barrages every day, but I spend so much time listening to the robins. I people watch like crazy, I take the time to match smiles sent my way, I don't let someone I think is in pain pass by unnoticed, and I try to get know people's paths that lead to who they are now when they wrong me, because understanding that much about someone gives you peace, even if it doesn't excuse what they do. I have a rule of taking 10. Take 10 seconds to calm down, take in, consider, feel, etc. 10 seconds to ask a question. 10 seconds to Google something you're curious about. 10 seconds to see just how rich everything is in this crazy beautiful existence. I can't stress enough how much better I feel every day, and I close my eyes in the sunshine for mom every chance I get. Edit. I guess the point of this yarn is that I hope it doesn't take losing someone for you to pause and be present. Every year my company donates to a cancer fund in her name if you want to get involved. PM me for details. So many awards. It's so nice to see my mom's legacy touching everyone. Cancer sucks, but all of these stories are wonderful. Keep being kind. It's amazing to see everyone being so good to each other in the comments. Edit 2. Over $4,500 raised for my mom's donation in her name. That will almost double what we do. If you still would like to, PM me for details. I haven't tried all the restaurants in my area, and it actually has been a good motivator to cherish the whole life thing. That is surprisingly extremely simple. And cute. And beautiful. I need a new area. Happiness in tiny things is absolutely the key to being truly happy. Walking to work or uni or whatever and looking at how cool certain buildings, clouds, clothing etc. looks and just appreciating the beauty of the world is a prime example. Dying is exactly what my stupid brain wants. Well, my brain can go F itself because I'm gonna keep living as long as humanly possible. In fact, I'm so committed to F my brain over I'm going to do everything in my power to stay alive. I'm gonna sleep early, eat healthy, go to the gym and cultivate healthy relationships. F you brain. F hell, that made me happier than reading the positive comments. It just feels so much more relatable. I'm terminally ill and the closer I've gotten to death the more I've just sat back and watched nature, genuinely stopping to smell the roses. It's the little things in life that make life worth living. The family of birds in a nearby tree communicating with each other. The dog you wake up every morning to and can't wait to see you and be around you. I even oddly love watching the trees rustle on a windy day. Watching my fish swim around their aquarium. Valuing the time and memories I make with my wife and friends. People that say life isn't worth living need to try their very best to smell the roses, watch the sunrise or sunset. I know sometimes life really can get us down in the dumps, but life is truly beautiful. Edit. Just woke up and checked all the notifications. Thank you everyone for the awards and the very nice words. It's very humbling to get so many beautiful responses. I've done my best to read and like as many as possible. One comment I noticed is about how close to death we come. My fate was luckily decided by my oncologist. I was in ICU last year, I was septic and I had a super bug the doctors couldn't get on top of. My kidney had completely stopped and I only have one kidney. Fortunately, when the ICU had the various teams come together to decide whether to continue or let me go. My oncologist demanded they continue to treat me because I'm young 29 and my heart and lungs are in good shape. I'm still here to this day, so I owe it all to that man who saved my life multiple times. I've sat with my wife and cried, told her I was ready to go and laid patiently with my eyes closed ready to be taken away. It just didn't happen. Since that moment I've done my absolute best to enjoy the little moments in life that we easily brush past and let go unnoticed when we are busy and living a healthy normal life. I'll try to individually reply to comments where I can. Thank you everyone. I keep hoping something worth living for will happen to me. Maybe it's up to you to make it happen. If you keep waiting for something to change, chances are slim it will. You can start small. Everyone's first steps are small in a way. Pretty sure no one will find this comment, but hey, today was a good day for me. I just got my first electric piano, and I'm eager to learn this instrument. Now that is a reason to be alive. Music. I wanna master this thing before I go. Edit. Thank you kind strangers for all the awards and all the reply comments wishing me luck, really made me feel great. I've been wanting to play the piano for about 3 years now, but only a few days ago I managed to convince my parents to get me one. I've been pretty depressive for the past few years for reasons, but I hope this thing can get me back on track. To all of you who are in the same boat with me, I wish you all well, we're all gonna make it. Man, all the good in this world. Joking around and laughing with your friends until you can't breathe anymore. A random dog running up to you to sniff your butt. Getting your first kiss. The smells from bakeries when you head out in the morning. Staring at the moon late at night knowing there's someone out there doing the same. Hugging your parents after not seeing them for a while. Cuddling with you so after you did the beep peep scattedly do. A stranger's baby smiling at you when you're waiting for a bus. The taste of the watermelon on a hot summer day and laying on the couch under a blanket watching the flames in the fireplace on a cold winter evening. Listening to the music in your bed on a Friday night knowing you don't have to set up an alarm for tomorrow. Texting your crush late at night, both of you being dead-ass tired but neither one wanting it to stop. The feeling of accomplishment when you finally learn to tie your shoes yourself. When you finally reach the bathroom after having to pee really bad. Telling a joke and the whole group of people laughs. Reading a book at the seaside while the sun unbeknownst to you slowly burns in a dick a sibling drew on your back with the sunscreen. Finally beating a game you've been playing for weeks. Making a meme yourself and thousands of strangers on Reddit like it too. When you inconsistently water your cactus but the cactus is just fine with it and it blooms to thank you and you didn't even know cactuses can bloom. When you're really tired after a workout and your muscles are sore the next day, but hey, you know you did something good for yourself. Starving yourself because you know grandma is going to cook your favorite meal and you have to eat it all. My dogs. I can't imagine leaving them behind. It's hard enough leaving them home when you go to work. Yes. But it also melts my heart to see how happy they are when they see me. They're the biggest reason why I don't go to work. Same but with my cat. Nothing beats waking up and finding this cute little pain in the ass cuddling with me. Animals really are the best. They love unconditionally. And that amazes me. There's an old man I sometimes visit who can talk your ear off for hours on end. You'll sit down with him and he'll start to unload his stories, one after the other, of his old friends, his years in the radio industry, and his misadventures chasing women. Once, halfway through his usual ramble, he stopped, turned to me, and said, "You know what? Life is fun. And it stinks to know that I'm getting close to the end because the whole thing's just been so damned fun." That's always stuck with me. It's my belief that the person who's had the most successful life is the one who, when it's all said and done, has the best stories to tell his grandkids. My firstborn was born 10 hours ago. This is what I live for too. Growing up, my mother always told me that the only time she ever saw my father cry was when I was born. I had a bad relationship with him, so she would say that to remind me that he loves me even if he was tough with me. So I decided when I was 12 that I'm going to always do my best in life so that when the moment will come that I will have a kid or more than one, I will be ready to make them feel so loved that they will never doubt that. So congratulations, you're awesome. I have 2 kids. Every day they annoy the crap out of me and each other. But they also bring me great joy. They are smart, funny and find joy in the world in ways that I never knew possible. This is it. Hearing my 2-year-old's chatting absolute bollocks to himself first thing in the morning just does it for me. Oh, what's that? Watering can. Give it back to the lady and giraffe. Okay mate, you crack on as long as you are happy. My kid is currently singing "I want to get the boots, I want to take the boots, I like boots," and it's so sweet, man. Have you ever just sat in the warm light of the sun in a grassy area surrounded by flowers at the height of spring? Or listened to someone you care about laugh so hard they could barely breathe? Or drank iced tea and ate strawberries and ice cream on a warm summer's day? Or listened to that one song that just does something to you, a nice long train ride, or a walk along the beach, or braiding your own hair after your shower when it's dry and soft and silky? Stepping on crunchy leaves. Hanging out with people who make you forget to look at your phone, stories, video games, good food, making a stranger's day. There's a lot to appreciate. You won't always be in the mood to appreciate it, and that's okay. Just make sure you sit there for a moment when you have the time and say to yourself, "I'm glad I'm here to experience this." And on the days when you're not in the mood to appreciate anything, or feel like you can't, or fail to see the things worth appreciating, feel that too. Boredom, tiredness, sadness, anger. Experience all the human emotions you can, because when you no longer feel them and look back upon them, you can appreciate them too. Even my worst outbreaks of anger or most crippling loneliness has taught me to appreciate the better times even more. Plus, how wonderful is it that something can make you feel so strongly?